Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bags, the podcast for below average golfers by two below average golfers. My name is Owen Smith, and as always, joined by Caleb Wallen. Caleb, coming off the Ryder Cup, event number 3. How are you feeling?
I was not prepared for you to start like that, so thank you. Dude, that's ridiculous. I cannot stand the just wild comments that are being made. And like nobody is gonna break down and say, A, it's for the money, or B, it's literally a participation trophy for the winners. Like
Yeah.
you cannot tell me any different because obviously if you haven't caught on by now, we're talking about LIV Golf. Some more comments were made that the leaders, I don't even know, I wasn't watching, so this is completely kind of shoot a shot in the dark kind of thing, where it seemed to be there were two teams that were going to come down to who's going to win the team aspect for the day or for the tournament or whatever. And one of the announcers again was like, oh, it's a Ryder Cup atmosphere. And they show this clip as they're talking about that, and they pan the green. And this is not just a biased view. I'm
Right.
sure everybody's picked up on that by now. We are pro PGA Tour.
Yep.
There was no more than 10 people standing next to the green that they were talking about the two guys. Like, it's almost as if the USA and Europe are playing the Ryder Cup and it's coming down to the last few holes. I'm not kidding, there were no more than 10. And those comments and the guys that are saying, yes, we're leaving this, we're leaving the PGA Tour, going to this tour for, the better events for our family, blah, blah, blah. Like that is just complete BS to me.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet today that made it very interesting, to where somebody said, the team golf aspect is great, but at the end of the day, everybody's still getting paid individually. So one thing that they could do to help their cause is make it individual first and team second. So right now it's very team first, and then individual second. So if your team does well, then it doesn't really matter what you shoot, but because you're still getting paid. But if you make it that individual first, it's, for instance, I would be relying on Owen to do his part to make that $1 million. If Owen doesn't do his part for the $1 million, then I lose out on $500,000 because I've already done my part. I've finished first. So, I'm getting that 500,000 either way. Now, if Owen does his part, then I get to that $1 million. Right now it's, hey, we're all going to try our best and we're going to, see where we come in, and, we're getting paid at the end of the day. So if we come in first, great. If not, like, we're still getting paid. So like, that is what's really frustrating for me right now, is like the legitimacy of comments. And so I'll even throw this out there. I feel like I've kind of lightened up a little bit. I'm not full hate anymore. Like I get, you and I both have families now. We're new families. Like I would hope morally that I would not do that. But again, it's kind of the situation where you're your own person. I will not support what you do, but at the end of the day, I can't make that decision for you. So I'm kind of lightening up on that aspect, but still there is zero legitimacy in the comments that are being made. And I think that's what's hurting them, still to this point. To like the people that are on the fence, like, I don't know if I like LIV. I'm thinking about it, but the comments that are made, if you are a true golf fan, you're going to understand that there were 80,000 people or whatever it was at the Ryder Cup, and we're looking at 10 people on the side of the green, and the comments are being made that it's the exact same. Like the legitimacy behind the comments, I think it's turning the fence people off.
I think like my biggest hang up with everything now is that they are acting that this is that they are still acting like this is something that it is not, right? Like the
Correct.
Ryder Cup thing, right? Like it's far from a Ryder Cup. Let's not pretend that this is any closer to a Ryder Cup. Sure, the team aspect is refreshing to some. That's what you guys are going for. Like I can understand that, but like comparing it to two nations going against each other for pride, not for money, and like the amount of people that are invested into that is just ridiculous. Saying that you're not going to it only for the money is ridiculous. Like everybody is burying what is actually true about it. And that's the most frustrating thing to me. If they came
Yeah.
out, and Justin Thomas said this too, if they came out and just said what it really was, I would have more respect for the situation. I may not agree completely with their decision. And like you said, I've lightened up on my view of this a little bit, but like at the end of the day, I'm still about the PGA Tour. But like this isn't this isn't professional golf to me. I
No.
right now, as we are speaking, I am watching LIV Golf and I am watching the PGA Tour. LIV Golf is an event. It is all about getting people together, having the chain smokers, having like all of these, like parties and things go on beforehand, having all the celebrities out there. Like this is an event. That's all it is ever going to be. I am never going to be tuning into a LIV event, watching it and feeling like butterflies in my stomach or like anxiety for Rory McIlroy or somebody like that. Like I am always going, if I'm watching this, it is purely to see like what is going on in this. It's not, I get
Yeah.
nervous watching PGA Tour events because I'm invested in the competition. There's not a lot of competition here. And they're
No.
not owning, like, I wish they would just come out and say, we are trying to grow the game of golf, which is what they say. We're not doing this the way that the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour are doing it. We are coming out to show people that golf can be fun. And we're doing it by having this party environment and like making it more inviting, less golf, more golf shots, shotgun start. This is not a competitive golf league. Sure, there's an aspect to it. Everybody's going out, but this is not the PGA Tour. And I wish that they would just come out and say that. But they're not.
Yeah.
They're saying that it's the
I
Ryder
mean,
Cup. They're saying that it's not for the money. And they're just lying to everybody and they're lying to themselves by saying that.
yeah, I would like somebody to make a valid point that this is no more than a glorified pro-am.
They can't.
You legitimately can't. I mean, because again, they're harping on the team aspect. What do the pro-ams do? Pro-ams are like just your average outing for us below average golfers. Like,
Right.
we're trying to win the $400, or that we're trying to win the pot at the end
Yep.
of the outing, which is exactly what they're doing. Individual scores mean nothing. So, I shoot a 84, you shoot a 92. If we're paired with two guys that shoot both 65s,
Yep.
and we win the tournament, I mean, it shows nothing of what we did, everything of what our score did. So yeah, maybe I made the birdie on the one where they didn't, or you eagled the hole that we all parred. Like, yes, your score was counted, but
Mhm.
it's not anything more than a glorified pro-am. And I truly want somebody to be able to say that that's not what it is. Like, and I
Yeah.
don't think that you could. I really don't think you could.
No, and I don't think like the way everything that they are promoting, this isn't like I don't want to repeat myself too much, but like this is an event. This is purely for entertainment. They are not trying to have a competitive aspect to it. Like
Yeah.
this, if they just own that, I think they get a lot more respect.
Yeah.
That's where I sit with it today. I don't, if I want to watch pro golf, I'm going to watch PGA Tour. If I want to be entertained, I'll watch LIV Golf. I'm not going to be super invested in the players, the teams, or anything. I could care less about it.
No.
It's more of I get to see a bunch of golf shots and I get to see the ghost of Phil Mickelson out there. Like that's all it's ever going to
Which, okay,
be. And just own it. Yes.
real quick, let's talk about Phil. The the poster child for LIV Golf as far as that goes. If you're asking me,
Yeah.
he is 40 over in his last 11 rounds since joining LIV.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is today, if he shot over par today. So at that point, we're talking like 45 or, over 40 over since the last time that we saw him, on the PGA Tour, a year removed from winning the PGA Championship.
Yeah, there's something going on there. There's something that's like mentally, I think, just taxing on him. Like we've talked about it all the time, like how important mental aspect to the game is. And we know Phil is so capable. He's played great golf his entire career. He won
for so long.
Yeah, and he won at 50 years old. Like to me, you don't like, there's just something going on there, whether it's an inner kind of demons battle going on, or just like he's just fell out of love with the competitive aspect of the game. But like, yeah, right now he's 2 over on the day. The event's not completely wrapped up, but he's 8 over on the event, sitting at tied for 41st. Like it literally is the ghost of Phil Mickelson.
I thought there was only 40 players. How is he tied for 41st if they're only letting 40 players?
There's 48 players. That's been
okay.
So
they've already changed, what their thoughts were.
Yeah, there's been some change there.
Yeah.
But either way, like he's 8 over for the entire tournament. And again, this is 54 holes. This is only 3 days of score. So like we're talking, he's close to, on average, he's shooting 4 over a day already.
Yeah.
So if it was across 4 days, he'd be, almost 16 over.
That's pushing 60 over for the event. For these events.
Yeah. And that even includes the majors as well, right? I'm pretty sure that score that's been accumulated is that including the majors that he's participated in?
So, no, what I saw, it was strictly the LIV events.
Oh, well then if you add the majors in, I forget what he shot. I mean, he didn't make the cut, and he shot really bad scores in the 2 majors he's played in. So I don't know. It's sad, like,
hey, it's individual. We're all gonna we're not gonna rely on the teams. It's gonna be I can't.
But this plays into kind of what I was saying too, is like Phil Mickelson is your poster child, and he is one of the worst players out there this week. Like, that's when you need to own that you're only getting these guys for the entertainment value, which again, that's fine. Like, if that's what you want to do, if that's your strategy to grow the game, go for it. But own that. Don't tell me that Phil Mickelson's one of the 48 best players in the world right now, because shooting 8 over par for over 2.5 days is not good. Like, that's something that you see at the bottom of a cut list for a major championship. You can't tell me that he's one of, like, if you want the best and you want to grow the game, like that can be your strategy, but like that's not your strategy right now. Your strategy right now is grabbing people that are polarizing characters, that are big names, past their prime a little bit. But hey, if they're a component of growing the game, Phil Mickelson still has a lot of fans. So I don't know, just own it. Like, it's just so frustrating, but I think that's where my biggest hang up is. I've gotten past, like, not gotten past, but like I've started to just, leave the argument alone, leave the politics out of it a little bit, and just like look at this as what it is from a entertainment value, and it's nothing more than an event or a glorified pro-am, like you said. But don't compare it to the Ryder Cup. Do not compare it to the Ryder Cup.
And that was the other thing. The clip that I watched, I think it was Nuclear Golf that posted it. The guy even said in the clip, "Oh, we take heat for this, but it really is." And then Faraday comes on, of all people, David Faraday comes on and says, "Yeah, I can feel that atmosphere out here." Like, no way. There's no way.
It's what they're putting on the teleprompter for him to say. This is Norman trying to just generate, which, by the way, like, if saying stupid things is how you're going to get people to tune in, then go for it. Like, clearly we're talking about it. It's all over Twitter. It's just, pissing people off, honestly. And I think it's part of their strategy. Throw that on the teleprompter, tell Faraday to say it, and, just get people riled up about it. So,
which it got to me because I tweeted, I'm probably fairly reserved on my personal comment tweets when it comes to Twitter. Like, and did I need to tweet this today? Probably not. But I tweeted the guy that said it, and I tweeted Faraday, and I said, I am genuinely curious as to how you think that this is the exact same, because these kind of comments are what is turning people off for people that understand. So
exactly.
I will never get a reply, but it grinds my gears, man.
I know. But there's nothing we can do about it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to continue to try to be polarizing. That's who Greg Norman is. Like, he's going to try to be the most polarizing character. He's going to try to pull as much, and just he is building so much tension between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour by doing this. But hey, maybe that's his strategy. I don't know.
It
seems like it is.
Because, there was somebody that was close to Greg Norman. He was quoted in an article or, something of, related, where it was like, he knew Greg well enough that they were hanging out a while, and it got to the point where he was just like, Greg, like, we're not sharing the same vision. So, I don't see, this friendship, going any further, whatever. But he was talking about how, like, for whatever reason, it's Greg's mission to tear down the PGA, like tear down the PGA Tour, why you made your living off of the PGA Tour. Could it be fixed? Absolutely. Nothing is perfect. Let's get these guys their money. Let's, increase these purse sizes. Let's get more money to go to charity. That was one other thing that they were harping on this week was, oh, well, we're starting to, to donate to charity. Like, whatever. I want to see those numbers first. Like they always talk about on the PGA Tour, like they present them every tournament. Like, hey, this week they're at Rocket Mortgage. The Rocket Mortgage has this foundation that we've given X amount of dollars to go to the children's hospital or whatever it is. But the fact that Greg's sole vengeful, idea is to take down the PGA Tour, I think also decreases the legitimacy of the tour, which I don't understand. I really don't.
I don't get it either. But I mean, hey, I think there's the fan base is just it's interesting to see. There's a lot of like Twitter accounts that were made in 2022 that support
June
this,
of 2022.
Yeah, that's like interesting. But I don't know. It's just like it's kind of drawing a line in the sand between the two. Which again is just I hate to see, like you say grow the game, but by you're trying to take down the biggest institution in golf by growing, and that's how you're growing the game. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think that I truly think I've gotten to a point where these two can coexist. LIV Golf can be a thing and PGA Tour can be a thing. They can be a separate thing. They're gonna be in competition. That's very healthy and normal for a lot of businesses and just across the world, but they are separate and they should be treated separate, right? PGA Tour should
it is apples and oranges.
Yep. Yes. PGA Tour should be the place where professional golfers play, where the top professionals play. When they are past their prime, or if they are never going to reach the level of a Rory McIlroy or a Justin Thomas, then sure, like if you're past your prime or aren't going to reach that and you want to go get your money and be a part of this tour, go for it. But if you want to play the best golf that you can, you're going to be on the PGA Tour. And I think that these two can coexist. I just wish, again, I will repeat it for the 50th time, I wish that LIV Golf would just own what it is. So we're going to move on from this.